what comes to your mind when you think of the Fab Five? People say Fab Five. You think the Fabulous Five, Fantastic Five, Fantastic, whatever you want to say. The Fab Five, what comes to mind to me is the recruiting class of 1991, the University of Michigan basketball team. It was really the first time in the modern era that five high caliber basketball players went to the same college. And with Coach Steve Fisher at the University of Michigan, it was kind of the first time that he had ventured out of modern, let people come to me and come to our school. He ventured out and I'm going to go get these kids from low-income towns, Detroit, Chicago, low-income Texas, players that have just flat talent. And they were kind of in a slump, and the University of Michigan was, as a program. They were kind of down in the dumps, down in here, not winning very many games. So he needed to mix something up. He needed to try something. It was his last Hail Mary. It was his last shot at doing something great, and it turned out great. So like I said, it was the University of Michigan 1991 recruiting class for the men's basketball team. It included, as stated here, the starters are Ray Jackson, Jimmy King, Jalen Rose, Juwan Howard, and Chris Webber. Two from Detroit, Michigan, one from Chicago, Illinois, and two from Texas. Four of them played in the McDonald's All-American game, getting 5 stars from ESPN.com, rated as the best players in the country. They all got on the phone saying, we're gonna go to this school, and they all talked, and they were all considering different schools, and they all call and go, what if we all went to the same school? We'd for sure win a national championship. We all have the talent. We can work together. We all have the determination and the drive to get done what needs to be done. So all of them, with the exception of Ray Jackson, played in the McDonald's All-American game. And when they were out at the University of Michigan, there were critics everywhere saying, these kids don't know how to play. They're thugs, quote-unquote thugs. They're quote-unquote gangbangers. Stated by Bleacher Report saying that this was the most highly criticized recruiting class ever in college basketball. They gave a new kind of determination to the one-and-done deal. They went with the idea they're going to win a national title, get out of there, and go to the NBA. And that was a pretty foolproof plan until the national championship came around. With this recruiting class, they came in, they started right away, and they started working together. And it started clicking, and then they were beating all these high-caliber teams, and people are just starting to follow the system of what Steve Fisher did, of getting all these kids in, getting all these kids to come play basketball here. And they were really good at working together. And most people said that quote-unquote thugs, and all they have is talent. They don't know how to work with each other because they were the only ones on the team that could play in high school. They got here, and it was the opposite problem. They didn't want it. They were sharing the ball. They were doing this. They were a little timid. And it took Coach Steve Fisher getting after him saying, I recruited you to play basketball, not to pass it to another guy. I didn't recruit you to play basketball. So they started shooting the ball. They started playing like they used to. They started doing whatever they used to do, street ball, whatever. And they worked it together into teamwork. They shared the ball. They passed the ball. They did everything that they needed to do to win championships. And the alumni is huge at the University of Michigan. And when they first got there, they kind of a funny story with the uniforms, just to show like where they came from, low-income families and stuff. They got the uniforms from the University of Michigan, and they were the short shorts back in the day, 1990. Everybody wore the old John Stockton short shorts, and they go, no, I don't want those. I'm not going to play in those shorts. I wouldn't be caught dead in those shorts, as quoted by their coach. They put on these shorts, and they come out for the first game. They are in baggy shorts now, modern day, what we would call basketball shorts, down to the knees, lower knee, all black socks, all black shoes, and the alumni are just going nuts, going, what are we putting on the floor? We're putting a whole bunch of thugs. We're disgracing the university. Well, that kind of hushed when they started winning basketball games, and their play proved everything. In the modern day, you see a lot of what we call, quote-unquote, one and done. University of Kentucky is huge for this. They'll get 6 or 7 all-star freshmen, and they all band together and come to the University of Kentucky just so they can win a national championship and then go on to the NBA. And I believe this really started with the Fab Five at Michigan, and now it's turned into Fab Sevens, Fab Sixes. But this is the first really thing that kind of Fab Fived it. And my second visual thing, just to show right here, it says timeless. This is a billboard that was aired a couple years ago in Ann Arbor, Michigan, showing that they'll never forget like those Fab Five, the Fab Five that came through and just kind of changed the whole landscape of college basketball. And it really kind of changed everybody's view of college basketball. That you can get 5 freshmen that are willing to band together as brothers, and they all came from these low-income families that all they had was talent and the determination and the drive to get stuff done. That they are gonna get it done and win national championships. Here's a picture of the Fab Five. Another big thing, as you just saw, they were all African American, and up to that point, there were not very many coaches that were willing to take the risk in starting all 5 African American players, and this kind of changed that too. That it's just we were getting to that day and age where it doesn't matter. Talent's going to play over the color of your skin. It was a very, very big time to be a college basketball fan for Michigan and anybody in the national champion or not NCAA basketball fan. I believe that the Fab Five was an absolutely critical part of college basketball, and that was the Fab Five.